All right, we're going to show you the new version of the Naked Hero that we do and the initial introduction and setup that you may need to do with yours. So on a previous video, we had manually installed power wires as well as buttons. However, we're now using the Beta FPV BEC board for Naked GoPros. Uh, these boards are great because what they allow you to do is plug directly in uh, to the back of the board, and then this board itself will not only do power, but it also has the buttons installed. What I also have installed is going to be the rear LCD screen for your initial setup when you get your camera. When you get your camera, you're going to need to attach the uh, connectors for the rear LCD. There's two connectors. They just get press fitted in. Be very careful when you align them. Make sure they're aligned properly. Snap them in place. They can only be snapped into place in their certain sizes, so you can't mix and match them. They go right into their holes. Once that's done, just be gentle. Try not to pull back or rip off those pads. You can keep the back here, and you can kind of just almost put it together. Obviously, you got to leave it open here a little bit, but you can kind of set this just like this, and everything kind of remains open. Next up, in with your drone, which your drone will have the power connector already attached to it. You would like to not use the drone to power it on in order to do any kind of function testing, mainly because it's a little cumbersome. Number two, if you power the drone on, it's going to continually heat up and keep the Vista unit warm, and it's just a big hassle, and it's too much heat and not necessary. So we are now also including a additional cable, and this cable will be your bench testing cable, basically. And I will show you that. So this cable is for powering directly off of a 4S or less, so 16 volts or less battery. Perfect battery for this is going to be the battery that comes with your drone that you use, which is a 4S battery. So we're going to connect that wire and that plug, and then we're going to plug this into our camera. When the drone first gets battery power, it's going to flash the light one time like you just saw. This means that you've got battery, power going into the GoPro. So the button layout is actually got labels on it. You've got mode and power right here, and then over here is your record button. We're going to press the mode button, and it's going to power up the camera. Now, on first power cycle, if it has not ever been set up, it will stay on this hero screen. This is why we want the back also on, is the rear LCD is going to show us the initial setup screen. So we need to cycle through all of this and go through it. So we're going to select English, hit the check mark. Terms and conditions, you agree. Turn your GPS off just because the GPS is no longer actually connected. It's going to then show you how to use the modes and settings. And then it's going to have you connect to your phone. If you'd like, you can skip this step, but what we're going to do is we're going to show you connecting to the phone. We're going to go and open the GoPro app. Inside our GoPro app, we're going to go to the cameras. And then we're going to add a camera. It's going to search. It should find the camera. Oops, it didn't find it. And it's because it actually stopped over here. So we're going to go through the date and the time. All right. And now we're going to go into connections, and we'll go ahead and connect new device. We're going to go ahead again, and we're going to add that camera. We're going to do GoPro app. It found the GoPro. So we're going to connect that camera. Yes, we're going to pair. Now we're connected. We can change the name if we want. I'm just going to leave this one. It's going to ask you for your update every time. You're always going to skip. It should not let you update anyways because you have to have battery power to update. And though we're on a battery, we're not connected via GoPro battery. These should ship with the firmware you selected at checkout. So either up-to-date current or 1.6 for people using Real Steady Go. We're not going to update. We're going to skip. It says we're now ready, so we're going to go in. We want to join that Wi-Fi group, yes. And then we should, at this point, go ahead and get live connection that allows us to go ahead and change any GoPro settings and all of that. Now, another thing, we are now shipping these GoPros, and they will have a antenna modification on them. That antenna is for the Wi-Fi module to communicate. Again, it's asking me for an update. I'm going to say no. So I now have video feed. As you can see, I can go in and I can change my settings. The first setting I would definitely change is I would go into your connections, and I would change the connection to 2.4. To do that, I believe, no, oops, let's see. So I do not know why that setting is not in here. So this setting is easy to access on the back of the camera. We're going to pull it down and we're going to go to connections, and we're going to change the Wi-Fi band to 2.4. Now that's going to allow us to always reconnect on 2.4. And again, in a previous version of this video, we told you to disconnect or we told you to power the camera down if you wanted the Wi-Fi to stay connected. This is not actually true. What we're going to do is we're actually just going to disconnect power. So I'm going to pull the battery plug from its plug, and it's going to close the GoPro or kill the GoPro's battery, and it's going to shut itself down. Now, when I turn it back on, because of this Wi-Fi modification with the antenna, I should let me get to the button here. We should automatically see the Wi-Fi in the corner. So there's a Wi-Fi notation in the corner. It's on and active, and I should be able to, in my GoPro app again, we're gonna go into it, and we should be able to find cameras. Camera is found. We're gonna connect to it. It's gonna ask us again to join, now on the 2.4 network. And here we go. Later, and we are now back into preview mode. So we're back into the camera. We have a view, and again, we can do different things. So that's how you're gonna use your camera, your GoPro Naked Hero. Again, anytime you're done, just disconnect the battery. When we're done here, we can go ahead and unplug carefully the rear LCD, and then we can slip this back into its TPU protective sleeve. Hopefully that helps you understand how to operate your GoPro and what you need to do when you first get it to set it up. Thanks.